Wonderful Wednesday, everyone, and I appreciate all of you coming on Over the Hump Day to a workshop that your company is paying for, and for some of those who pay for them yourself because you're investing in yourself on networking. And I'm going to teach you some really great techniques on the importance of networking and how it is going to help you find the next career or enhance your business or do your new career change that you are embarking to do. So one of the things that we're going to do before we get started, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, which is called the 32-second commercial. And that is something all of you need to learn how to do, is market yourself when you are networking. You want to capture someone's attention within that first 32 seconds about this is who I am, this is what I can do, and this is why you need to hire me. What you have to understand is that 80% of the jobs, which I don't like that word, but of careers, are hidden in networking. It's about who you know and how you can market yourself. So a lot of times I can combine my networking workshop with my interviewing workshop because if you know the name tags that you have, you put your name in the middle, and normally I'll say, give me 3 attributes that describe who you are. Give me 1 accomplishment. Give me a place where you'd like to visit, and then tell me what your long-term goals are. Just those things right there have answered 4 great questions about you, yourself, which I call your company. So what I want to tell you about networking, I embarked my career back in 1990. I moved to the Charlotte, North Carolina area. I came there with no job. And I want to tell you all that every single job that I got, except for one, somebody gave me a name. And what happened was there was one position, before they even posted the position, I knew about it, had the contact name, did my 32-second commercial every Friday. Friday was my day, as a matter of fact, until those people called me back. So what you have to understand is, for some of you who are extroverts, no problem. For some of you who are introverts, that still may not be a problem because of what is going on today with the social media in the 21st century. So we're going to talk about that in the end, which is something I had to be open to as well. As you know, Skill Path, we have the technical piece where we train on the Microsoft Office package. We train on the soft skills, the leadership roles, the communication piece, and this piece is one section of developing your interpersonal skills. So with that being said, I am Annette Goodman. I'm going to be your facilitator today for this wonderful Wednesday, and I'm from Charlotte. I like to learn and I like to share information with people. I'm extremely compassionate and I have a great sense of humor about what I do. And so we're going to go around the room and we're going to introduce each other so we can lighten up and so you guys can start smiling at me so we can have fun today. Okay, great. It was great meeting all of you guys. So let's talk about networking. I guess where I learned networking was through the undergrad university I went to. At that university, they taught us the importance of networking. I did go to a historically black university. I had all foreign teachers from Pakistan, India, China, but that is what they instilled in us about networking, and I never ever forgot it. So the first thing you want to do is, I have some sheets that I'm going to pass around to you guys in a minute. And, you know, here I am, right here, Annette. Okay, so whenever I lose a job, the first contact of people is my family. That consists of Deborah in Maryland, Francine in Virginia, and Michelle. Okay? They know people that I don't know that may be willing to help me. Okay? Then I contact my network of friends. Okay? That would be Deronda. She's the director of the Women's Shelter. That would be Linda. She works for Wachovia. That would be Mark. He works for Bank of America. So far, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people have my resume via online and a hard copy because they know I'm in transition and I'm looking. They know people that I don't know that may be willing to help me. After I do my network, I do my neighbors. Neighdors. Bonnie works at Bank of America. Tara works for a law firm. And Tony works for the county. Okay? They got my resume via hard copy and please put your phones on vibrate. I forgot to go over the house rules. Thank you so much. So now look at how many people are looking for me because they know my background, they know me as a person, they know people that I don't know that may be willing to help me. After I do my network, my friends and my family, what I do, let me stay on this side, I go to former colleagues that I worked with. Okay? I go to them, I check in, I tell them what's going on, and I still have people at Wachovia, which is Dana, Tech Support, which is Terrence, Capital Management, and they've got my piece of paper, and they are going to start networking for me as well. Not to step on anyone's feet, wherever you go to worship or do whatever you do. I happen to go to church. That pew that I sit at every week, you know, the pew that you sit at and you get mad or somebody's in your seat, well, those people on the front row and the back row of that pew, they know me. Actually, one of these people got me a job at CPC Community College because she got my resume and she worked there, so she knew someone that was willing to help me. I work on the technology committee at my church. 5 people now have my resume. Okay? A couple of them work for the county and one works for an engineering company. Okay? And then we start going out into the neighborhood. I go to the same food line. Been in the neighborhood for 17 years. If I see a new cashier, I introduce myself because I want those people to know who I am. The manager knows me. They don't have fresh spinach out there. He knows he's going to hear from me. Just because they're cashiers, they still know people that I don't know that may be willing to help me. So, you go to your regular grocery store. You go to your regular bank. And it's always good to have a friend in the bank because sometimes you can call them on the phone when you got a problem going on and they'll pick up, right? They know what's going on. They got my resume because they know people that I don't know that may be willing to help me. And then I bring it on home. A lot of times you got to go back and get that yearbook out from way back when. You got to look at some of those friends, and now you got Facebook and you got all of these social medias, the LinkedIn. I'm really getting into LinkedIn. It's a wonderful, wonderful wealth of information and how to contact people you haven't seen in a long time. LinkedIn is a little bit more professional, although I'm finding that Facebook is now starting to use that for business purposes as well. So I do that. I go to LinkedIn and I post I create an account, of course, and I post my information, and I start looking for people that I know. And believe it or not, when I started doing my LinkedIn page, I had people who started connecting with me because of my background. And so now I belong to groups of people. Sometimes we have a great blogging conversation going on, so you start learning from each other. At one of the groups that I belong to, someone from Atlanta moved in, got on to the particular blog, said, hey, I just moved here, got a sales background, let me know who's looking. Somebody got on the other group with career counselors, can somebody take a look at my resume? What you people have to understand, and it was hard for me too, we have got to go through this change, right, which is hard. For me, change is hard, whether it's good change or bad change. I resist it. The whole country is going through right now. And so we're all in this together. But one of the things I learned about 7 years ago while working at CPC is globalization is here in the United States of America, and it's never, ever going anywhere. So as we approach the second decade of the 21st century, what you have to do is be open to new ideas and new challenges on how to communicate with other people. You know, earlier I talked about that 32-second commercial. You got to know what's in your company, what's in the whole package, who I am, my strengths, my weakness. You got to be able to sell that in that elevator. You know, I came here from D.C. in 1990. I started off as a school teacher. I was so good, they brought me back for 1 year. I finally met the principal. He knew that he had to let me go. He gave me a name at the education center. Those people called me, went down there. I became a full-time school teacher. How I got into the bank, somebody knew me. They gave my resume to the person in capital management. That's how I got on. Somebody got fresh with me at the mailbox. When I had to leave the school system, I flipped that conversation around because I knew I was looking. And I said, what do you do? And he was an engineer, and I told him what I did. And he said, you know what? You might be good for the project. We need some application trainers. Lo and behold, I started working for an IBM company traveling. So what you have to do is you have to get out there and network, because I've got over 15, 30, 40 people looking for me to transition me into my next position. So your communication skills is this one section of networking. We're going to show you how to use your soft skills and your hard skills later on in the breaks. And I'm going to pass the diagram around. And I want you to start thinking about your network and seeing how many people you already know that can help you. And I strongly, strongly urge you to get that LinkedIn account going, because it's free and it's a great way to meet people. So we're going to stop. We're going to take a 10-minute break. There's some coffee and water and Danishes out there for you. Come on back and we're going to warm up some more, do some group work, have some fun, and get on with the day. Okay? Thank you.